Now, I do see one. I don't know why it's not there anymore. Hey guys, I'm actually I'm actually not jumping back on. I'm trying to figure something out. And I need somebody who's like techie, because I'm not. I need somebody who knows how to do this stuff, because I surely don't know how to do it. I need somebody who's techie that can help me out. So what I'm trying to do, oh, no sound now. If it's possible, I'm not joining back on, guys. I'm just trying to figure something out. Okay, so maybe somebody can help me. There was a time I was able to do like face-to-face with somebody. I don't see the icon that I can help the person out. Like I can invite them in actually. So can anybody help me? No option to join. It's so weird. There's no sound either. Okay, some people saying that they can't hear me. Some people, they say they cannot hear me. So you guys may have to jump off and jump on. But those who are like techie, please let me know. There was an option that would give me an opportunity to have other people to join in. Really? Someone's saying they can't hear. You guys have to jump off and jump back on. Okay, there's problem with sounds, as well as what about if I wanted someone to join in on the live broadcasting and to share it? Is there any icon to join the video? Okay, you can't hear me, but I think what I'm trying to figure out is how do I get that icon back so I can have other people join me, because I don't see it. I can invite people to my live broadcasting, but as far as to have them join me in on the live broadcasting, I don't see that. Neither can they send me invitations. I don't see that icon anymore. If there's anybody that can help me out with that, please let me know. You guys don't actually all have to join. I'm just trying to figure something out. But in the meantime, if you want to, while I'm trying to figure this out, you can have a small chat. It's okay. No icon. Facebook took it off. No icon to join. It was here before, but not now. That's so weird. I don't even think that's a smart idea. You know, people were actually using that icon. You know, maybe this is a Facebook issue. Maybe it's a Facebook issue. Well, since I got you guys on here, I know I just did a Facebook Live, but if you guys have any real quick questions for me, because you guys, you know, just jumped back on, and I really appreciate it. I don't want people coming off feeling, you know, like they didn't get what they wanted. So if you have any quick questions, I will answer it real quick before I conclude, because I was on here for about 2 hours. I'm just trying to figure out why the icon is not there. Because I see a lot of people actually using Zoom now, but I'm not techie at all. I really wish I had a team with me that knows how to do this stuff, but I don't know how to do it. See, everybody's saying there's no sound. That is so weird. What's the point in having live if anyone can join? Exactly. You know, that's ridiculous. And there's no sound. Some people say they can hear me. This is stressful. All right. So what I'm going to do, okay, somebody's saying they have sound. This is so dumb. It really is dumb. It's so dumb. All right. Well, you guys have any questions for me? I'll answer it real quickly before I go. I was just on here for 2 hours, but since you guys are joining in, you know, you can ask any questions, relationship questions, any other questions that you have, because I don't want you guys to just go away empty-handed like that. The sound isn't you or the icon, it's Facebook. Okay, some people say they can hear loud and clear. Hey, God bless you, Prophetess Michelle Joseph. How are you? Oh, great to see you. Woman of God, I know you do Facebook Live, Prophetess Joseph. You remember that time when you'll be able to invite somebody in on the live broadcasting? Are we still able to do that on social media? Because I don't see the icon anymore. Are we able to still do that? I don't see the icon. Because I know you usually used to do it too. But in the meantime, while you guys are on here trying to help me figure it out, just go ahead and we can keep conversations. It's okay. So are you able to still invite people on? Okay, woman of God, if you can, only if you can, you don't have to show your face. Send me an invite, because I don't see the icon on my end to allow people to come in on my live broadcasting. I don't see that option so that they can join. I actually have the latest iPhone, so it should work. I have the latest iPhone. So I don't know why it's not working. That's what's odd about it. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I believe on Periscope you can invite people. I'm not on Periscope. I don't really use Periscope. I mean, I was thinking about joining Periscope, but most people that I interact with here, sometimes it's a phone too. Yeah, but I noticed I don't see it anymore on like me being able to do it on my phone. And I have a very updated phone because I use my phone for Facebook Lives and different things. I have an updated phone, but it's just not, I don't see the option. Are you able to do it, woman of God? Do you see the option on your phone? Does anybody see the option on their phone? Just say yes or no. I see the option on my phone, or don't. Yes, no. If you see the option on your phone that can invite somebody on, just send me an invite. You don't necessarily have to show your face. Just send me an invite. Just let me know it's still working. No? Okay, one person said no. Oh, wow. So you know what? They might have taken it off then. It's weird. It's just so weird. They might have taken it off. But woman of God, when you go on your Facebook Live, does it go on your live? No. Okay. That really sucks. Facebook, they're going to lose their audience because of that. All right. I guess they might have taken it off. So I'll just, it's only share on here. Okay. So they don't have it anymore then. No one have been able to do that. I have seen no option to join. That is so ratchet. It's so ratchet. They was able to do it before. Haven't seen it in a while. Okay. All right, well, guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Any last questions for me? I'll answer them real quickly. I don't want people to go away empty-handed. I was just on here for 2 hours, so I don't want to, exhaust it. But if you have any last-minute questions, I'll answer. Relationships, anything at all, I'll do it for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come off. Someone invited me on their live, but I couldn't come on. So they did that recently, Ivory. Let me know if they did that recently. See, I don't want to sabotage your first name, so I'm calling you by your last name. Hey, God bless you, Bishop Godwin. Great to see you, man of God. How are you? Send my love to your lovely wife. Yeah, it is ratchet. Why would Facebook do that? It was working. Why take off something that's working? Because I wanted to do like tag teams and invite other pastors on here so we can do topics of discussion and do my relationship segments that I used to have with other pastors, and we kind of had that dialogue going back and forth. So I wanted to revisit that again, but I don't see the option. So apparently it doesn't look like it's allowing me to do that. And I'm not techie, so I don't know how to do Zoom. I don't know how to do any of those things. I have to try to learn. She says everyone call her by her last name. That's all right. You guys don't have no questions for me? Let me find out y'all don't know how to have normal conversations. I just did my 2-hour segment of teaching spiritual warfare. But I think it's great to have, natural conversation and dialogue. Hey, Colby, how are you? Great to see you. Kobe, I was actually asking, I know you do your Facebook Lives too. So let me know if you're still on here. Kobe, don't leave. Are you able to invite people on your live broadcasting? Us church folks, we do that. We don't know how to be natural anymore. It's scary. I tell people you have to have balance. You really do. I don't want to be, in the clouds with people 24/7. Yeah. Especially as ministers of the gospel, we want balance. We want to live normal lives. I think it's a really good thing to do that. because ministry will really stress you out. Everyone love. Everyone love looking at your beautiful face. Oh, I'm looking shiny. But thank you so much, woman of God. Likewise. Hey, God bless you, Derek Coleman. They took it away. You see? So what other options do you guys use? Right, they just in the clouds. They in the clouds more than the rain. You know, it's okay to have balance. I tell people, look, every once in a while, some of you guys may even see me play little love songs on social media. That's what keeps your relationships going. You gotta have to have balance. You know, of course, it has to be clean. You know, you're not defiling yourself, but it's okay. Have a social life. It's okay to, you know, be relatable. Really, it is. And for the most part, that's why a lot of people are stressed out. They're burnt out because they don't have a normal life. If you do ministry all the time, you know, it's really going to overwhelm you. So it's good to just be normal, have normal social conversations. Okay, so apparently, I think Colby is saying that they took it away. And that really sucks because I really wanted to have other people on the live broadcasting. So I may have to find some other resort. Maybe getting into the Zoom. Facebook is going to lose people for that. I have a question which most people won't ask. Please go ahead and ask me the questions. You know, it makes me feel like I'm normal. Hey, Northern Dunbar, we're having natural conversations here. I don't know how I even wound up back on here. Lord have mercy. But okay, go ahead and ask me the question. I'm going to stay on here for the next about 5-10 minutes. Then I'll get off. Y'all acting cute and stush. So I'm asking the audience if you have any questions for me. Thank you so much for that, Colby. I really appreciate it. You know, I really want to. I may have to get into the Zoom thing again. Would God send you a mate He ordained for you, but I don't like that person? You know, woman of God, this is, see, I'm loving this. I love it. You know, He can, because you know why I say yes is because oftentimes we don't necessarily see what God sees right away. And I've seen it happen in other people's relationships as well. They may not initially like them, and you just have to really be able to be discernible and ask God. They may not initially like them, but eventually grow to love them, and grow to like and have an appreciation for them. Because a lot of times finding love is easy, but staying in love is a choice. We choose to love that person, okay? Because there are some people that just really, you feel like you're not in love with them anymore, but you have, it's a choice that you make daily, and you begin to grow an appreciation for them. So some people, God can send someone into your life that you may not initially be looking at, but you grow to love them and grow to have an appreciation for them. But if there is no connection at all, no chemistry, no connection, no love, no appetite for them, you don't feel nothing, you don't want them to touch you, don't kiss me, don't touch my neck, no, none of that stuff. Listen, then it's just not it. Because I believe that you're supposed to have some kind of level of compatibility. If there's no compatibility there, then you're just faking it. And I see a lot of people even do that in Christendom. A lot of people faking it. You know, they fake relationships. They do it because it works. Maybe it works for them at one given point, but they're no longer in love with that person. They're no longer connected to that person. There's no longer compatibility. People outgrow one another. And because they would kind of stay with people for the sake of. So, but yeah, some people actually stay with people for all the wrong reasons too. But I would say yes, a person can send God can send a mate for you, but you don't initially realize it, or sometimes it's just not for you. What if the mate is in your arena, but you're against the things they do? Well, again, you know, really love is all about choice. You know, there are some people that you can actually love them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in love with them. And it's very imperative that you find out what your compatibilities are. Because I always tell people, a lot of times people marry out of convenience. They connect out of convenience and not compatibility. So not because a person is a prophet, they have a certain prestige, accolade, and certain things of that nature means that person is for you. Because down the line, you know, it creates issues in your relationships that is not going to have any longevity of life in that relationship, because you're going to start bumping heads. You know, there were times that I was supposed to connect with a few other people. Then God began to show me things that I'm like, you know, I thought I liked them because they were physically attractive. They were physically attractive, but when God began to show me their spirit, you know, we all did the same thing, but when God showed me their spirit, I realized that's not what I really wanted. So you have to really figure out, you know, am I compatible with this person? And not am I only just compatible with that person, but am I compatible with them for the next 20, 50 years down the line? Because again, as I said, people outgrow people. They may be good for you right now. Like, there are some people that I look back at and man, there was a time I said, Lord God, you know, I would like to be with that person. I want to marry that person. But now when I see them, I'm like, what was I thinking? You know, I don't know if you probably came across that, but there are times you may look back and say, God, I'm glad I didn't connect or marry that person, because that person no longer fits your destiny. You know, so they may be compatible for you for the first 5 years, but the next 10, 15, 20 years down the line, you outgrow that person. So you just really have to know what you're doing. I see, I'm loving these questions, you know, it makes me feel like I'm human. Okay, so as a prophet, you see certain things you don't agree with, but the word of the Lord is that's it, no matter if you try to ignore it. Okay, then this is where you have to now you have to make compromises, healthy compromise. Okay, so a healthy compromise is that you may have to sacrifice some of your wants and likes to make it work. You know, I'll give an example. There's a particular person that I was physically attracted to. I'm like, Lord, that gotta be the person. I hope he don't come on the live broadcasting. He's still my friend on here, so let me not say too much. But the guy is nice and tall. He look great, nice body and everything, you know. And I'm just like, yeah, God, this must be the person. And God was like, it's a doobie. He's not having it, you know, because we were not compatible in that sense. And then there are other people who I saw that there was a healthy connection with. One of them, he was really heavy set, strong apostolic leader. I mean, the man was anointed, and I just didn't want it because he was just kind of heavy set. But you know, it's really, you know, there's some things that you you have to make a choice. Even if God is saying that it's for you, then it's best that you be obedient. But if it's not necessary for you and you have the option to choose, then you can do that as well. I'd rather God give me a husband because he knows what's best. Well, you know what it is? God is not going to say, well, he's not going to necessarily say, oh, pick this one or pick that one. You have to really open your heart for it. He aligns you with other people. Right. So if you fall in love, all of that goes out the window because now the person becomes your assignment. That's interesting. That's interesting. I think you become each other's assignment, you know, because there is partnership there. You know, it becomes a sense where there's partnership. So because of the partnership, you help to fulfill that other person's destiny. You become one. There are some things that you cannot necessarily maximize until your spouse comes. You know, so there are times that you may be in ministry, especially women of God like you and I, you know, we're prophetess of the Lord, have a strong apostolic grace, you know, but not until that destiny partner comes, you're not going to be able to maximize your full potential, whereas you would do it with that other person. So yes, that person does become your assignment. One hand washes the other. They help to fulfill you and you fulfill them as well. So I like that topic, Houston. You're absolutely right. But you know, you got to be careful of those individuals that say, oh, God said you're my husband. God says you're my wife. Those are the people that's always on my radar. You know, I usually don't rock with stuff like that. That's very interesting. So we need to know the difference between our mate and our assignment. I would say yes. I think your assignment also has to be your mate. Because watch this. Some people are good. They're good, but they're not necessarily right for you. Some people may be good helpers, but they don't match your assignment either. You see what I'm saying? I've seen even relationships where people, and I see a lot of people in ministry do this, specifically ministers. They marry a spouse that's good for their flesh, but not good for their assignment. And then there are some that marry some that are good for the assignment, but not good for their flesh. And both can be a chaos. You know, specifically the men in ministry, they marry women that are good housewives, or they'll marry women that are trophy wives. But they are not compatible to them in ministry, so they're taking on all the weight and the burden themselves, you know, and they become frustrated, and then that part in their life is insufficient and unfulfilled because that spouse don't fulfill that part of their need. And then also you do have those that are really spiritual that don't balance out their physical needs. Good for the look and not for the king. Exactly. You know, for their physical needs. Because at the same time, like I said, we're not in the clouds 24/7. When you get married and you come home, that collar has to go through the door. I can say personally, if I'm doing ministry all day, there's a time I want to let my hair down. I want to relax, and I'm sure most people in ministry feel like that. They want to relax and let their hair down. The collar goes through the window. You know, leave all of that. It's okay to be, relatable, relational, romantic with your significant other. I've seen even ministry marriages that's been destroyed because all they do is travel, all they do is ministry, all they do is, just no balance. You don't come home to a nice meal, you don't come home to candlelit dinner, you don't come home to a nice bath, you don't come home to music, nice music where you can, just love music. You're not listening to Shirley Caesar all the time. You're not listening to, the Clark sisters all the time. Come on. It's okay to relax. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. As I said to you, even every once in a while, I even put love songs on my page because it's okay to relax. As long as it's clean, it's not defiling you, it's not interrupting your faith. It's okay. So if we're going to have thriving, healthy relationships and marriages, that person has to be good for you holistically, not just for your flesh alone, or not just for spiritually alone, but holistically, that, it doesn't give room for the enemy to come into your marriage, and then you have to look for fulfillment in someone else because it's just not there. Your mate is most definitely your assignment. Your first ministry is at home. Exactly. Especially for men that are in ministry, and they travel a lot, and they come across beautiful women all the time, and then you're dealing with women that technically they carry a certain spirit on them. You want to be able to cater to your husband all the time. If he says, honey, travel with me, or honey, send me a picture, or honey, do this, honey, do, then you have to know how to be able to cater to their need. Otherwise, you're going to have the enemy creep into your marriage, and then don't blame Jezebel, because Jezebel did your job. Really. And it's the truth. Likewise for women in ministry, if a man is married to a woman in ministry, especially for us, for beautiful women, you have to communicate with them. You have to show women affection. You have to love on them, surprise them, the surprise elements. If you're not doing that, and you're not keeping up with the Joneses, then your relationship is possible to becoming infiltrated. I'm not saying that you're not going to show any sign of loyalty and you're going to be flaky, but at the same time, you don't want unnecessary warfare is what I'm trying to say. If you're never home, there's a problem. Be honest and say, I'm not happy. But you know what, woman of God, a lot of people do it for the sake of their image. I've seen a lot of people do that too. People do it for the sake of their image. I've even read a dialogue recently with, not a dialogue, an article. And there was people who were not happy in their marriages, but they stayed together for the sake of assets. They stayed together for the sake of children. They stayed together for the sake of, it's going to look really bad. The sake of religion. I don't believe in divorce, even though you're not happy. And I believe that God grieves over both. I believe that God grieves over divorce. He grieves over an unhealthy marriage. It's still the same. It holds the same weight, because your children are going to see you living an unhappy life. And how long can you lie for? How long can you lie to yourself? You're living a lie. So these are things that we really have to have, these really natural conversations in the body of Christ, and otherwise you won't have to deal with all these adultery that we see in the pulpit, adultery, fornication. Recently we saw an issue on Facebook where this pastor was going in. I'm not gonna get too much into that, but who's to say he wasn't deprived, or who's to say he's not dealing with lust and perversion? And we really do have to talk about these practical stuff, because they're real life things that people do experience. A person who's never home doesn't want a home, they want a house. Exactly. And I tell people, have you ever seen like some men talk to some women? You're like, oh my God, what does he see in her? Because a lot of times it's not so much the person being there. Home is where the heart is. And I tell people that all the time. Home is where the heart is. You can physically have somebody with you every single night. You can be married. You can have papers. You can have a ring on your finger. You can look like you're living happily ever after with this person. But your heart is not there. I'm telling you, I've seen experiences like this before. I've counseled people like this. Home is where the heart is. Sometimes there are people who felt more at home because that other person was their peace. They feel like when they get home, there's no peace. And I'm telling you, these are people that I counsel all the time that deal with stuff like this, male and female. So just not just men, this is male and female. A lot of people didn't join together. They put them together. Oh, see, Tamika, that's a very good one too. I don't believe in the ministry hooking up business either. Nothing wrong if you see a friend that you think that will be a good match. Nothing wrong with getting to know that person. But when they say, oh, God said that both of y'all supposed to be together, I've even seen that in ministry. Their marriage didn't even last 2 years. So don't let nobody tell you, oh, God said, and you didn't hear it for yourself, or you didn't feel it for yourself. Okay, because for me, I'm not about to connect to anybody that I'm not feeling. You have to be good for me holistically. You got to be good for me all around, How do you deal with dating a person who is not much interested in Christianity and lives quite secular life? This is a good question. And I think it's really contingent on the person. And I'm going to give you an answer that's non-religious and non-orthodox. Okay, because I think for the most part, we always hear the religious answer, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. For me personally, I would not want to be unequally yoked with an unbeliever, because you have to drag around bad blood and heavy weight. And I'm not about to do that. That's too much work for me right now. Okay. However, I've seen it's really a matter of the heart, and if that person is willing to be converted. Okay, because I've seen people who were in the secular, right? I seen single women that's connected to men that are not in ministry. That's not in ministry, but they are very good to their children. They love the woman. They're willing to even fellowship with them. They're willing to treat them well. Because I'm telling you, for the most part, a lot of times, even men in the church, they're doggish. Okay, the men on the pulpit, they're dogs. I'm not trying to sound derogatory, but it's true. They're very scandalous. A lot of them are scandalous. A lot of them have tricks up their sleeve. So it's really not a matter of whether they're saved or not, because what does that mean? Really seriously, what does that mean? It's about the heart. I've seen men that actually were not saved, that were very good to that woman, and they became saved. So I'm not opposed to you can't talk to a man that's out in the world, because you don't know what God can do with that person. I have even family members that their spouses were not saved, and today they and their spouse are pastoring together. That person that was not saved became pastors. And I have about 3 women in my family that happened to marry men that in the secular, and they became saved, and now those men are pastors today, pastoring alongside with them. So you never know what God can do in that person's life. And in fact, for the most part, you may not even find your husband in church. That's another thing that I tell people all the time. Don't expect to meet that man in church, because for the most part, most of the men are not in church. I say it all the time. Half of them are already married. Some of them are gay. Some of them is muggly, not even ugly. Some of them muggly. God forgive me. It's the truth. Some of them are down low. Some of them are doggish. You're dealing with all of this kinds of stuff in ministry. And then now there's majority of women in church that cannot find a husband. And here you are twiddling your fingers, waiting year after year after year. And you're saying, God, are you ignoring me? Are you not listening to me? No, really, sometimes you just have to position yourself. He may not be in the church. He may be in the field. He may be at the gym. He may be at the store. May be on your job. You just have to open your eyes to that and be willing to get to know other people. All right, I see another question. See, I'm liking this. I have another question for you. I'm a person who asks what people don't ask. I said, me too. I'm considered as controversial, but I love it. I love it. I like to get people to think. God does not believe in divorce. Okay, so what if you married someone and then you found out that they are a witch or a warlock, but you're pure? Now what? You stay or divorce, especially if you don't want to change. Let me tell you something. Woman God, I'm being very brutally honest with you. I'm a spiritual person, but I'm a non-religious person. I don't believe anybody should stay in any covenant that does not honor God, that does not honor one another, and does not honor God. Now, if I believe by all means necessary, if this person is a witch, right? Even the Bible says, even he gave Jezebel a chance to repent. So if a person is willing to repent, willing to change, willing to be transformed, then of course you maintain that covenant, because God hates divorce. Your covenant is very important. You want to maintain it. But if that person is a witch and they are doing everything in their power to interfere with what God is doing in your life, they interfere with your ministry, they control you, they tell you what to do, who you can talk to, who you can't talk to, who they want who they want in their church, who they don't want in their church. No, I'm not going to do this. No, they're just complete outright rebellious. I don't believe it will be that person's choice to stay in that relationship. But how does an unhealthy relationship honors God? I don't understand. I can never understand the logic of that. For me personally, I would not want to stay in a relationship that does not honor God, and that person don't honor God. They don't want to change. They're rebellious. Because rebellion is as a sin as witchcraft. They're going to interfere with your assignment ultimately. Because who you connect to, you're one with that person. So who you connect to will be who you eventually become. Or you'll find that you're going to be one of fighting demons for the rest of your life. You know, I would not stay in that relationship. I'm not doing that for the sake of religion. Oh, God don't like divorce. Listen, but neither does God like an unhealthy marriage either. It doesn't glorify him. I'm not going to stay in a miserable marriage to please people for my image because of assets. Listen, sometimes you just have to take your L's and allow God to direct you to love. Take your loss and let him show you what real love is. And that's how I see it. I'm not advocating divorce. I don't believe in that. I believe you should try to work it out by all means necessary. But if that person is not willing to change, they're a witch, they're a warlock, they're trying to destroy your ministry, they're giving you a headache, you got to be a fool to stay in that. And that's all I got to say. You know, sometimes a lot of people are holding on to who they like and they're letting go who they love. I've seen that. They're holding on to who they like and letting go who they love. I've seen even people who got married and found their soulmates after that. They married someone and they're like, oh my God, I realized this is not what I really wanted. I'm in love with that person. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to have even a moment of transparency. Many years ago, probably about like 15 years ago, you know, this person married someone and somebody married someone and the person actually really liked me. And I mean, it was right after the person got married. The person was like, you know, I really wanted you. And I'm like, how did you do that? So why did you even do it? You know, so you've got to be honest with yourself. You know, don't let anyone force you. Don't let, because your biological time clock is ticking, that's forcing you. I can't, I'm doing a whole nother segment. That's ticking, you know, force you to into unhealthy marriages, because you can still be both Christians and be unequally yoked all at the same time. It doesn't require both of you to be Christians to be equally yoked. You can still be Christians and unequally yoked, because there's no compatibility. Your assignments don't match. The maturity level is off. You don't love the same. You know, you love ministry, the spouse don't love ministry. You love to do this, the spouse don't love to do that. Listen, how is that even healthy? I mean, good luck with that. So let me move on to the next. Okay. Our prophetess Felicia said she was just talking about this tonight. You know, it's true. We've got to you know, be realistic and practical. God showed me that I am carrying a heavy weight and I'm going to start losing things again as long as I'm here. But again, I'm going to repeat this because I'm not advocating divorce. I'm not saying, because your wife stepped on your toes, you're going to let go of her. No. Or if your husband he came home late one night, that's it. No, you got to work through it. Do whatever you can to work through it. But if under certain circumstances, if that person is abusing you, that person is abandonment, I'm talking about the biblical reasons why. Abandonment, the person is abusing you. It's no longer healthy for you. So abuse does not mean just physical. It's psychological, emotional, spiritual. It's just completely just downing you. That's not healthy. And I'm telling you, God is not so rigid that he will not extend grace and mercy to you as he did with everybody else in the Bible. See, people think about, adultery, and they think about fornication. Oh, God said not divorce. But what about all the other little sins? A lie holds the same weight as a divorce. And people may not believe that, but sin is sin. And it's the truth. Sin is sin. So, we tend to pick and choose which sin is greater and which one is less. And it doesn't work that way. So you just really have to ask God for grace, for mercy, for direction, for guidance, and say, Lord, what do I do in this? I refuse to stay in any unhealthy relationships at all. What if you... See, now you guys have all the questions. What if you get connected to someone that's hidden? He was bisexual, and I prayed from the brokenness in my heart, and it is so hard to get over. I pray it's getting easy, but it was hard to get over. Listen, let me tell you something. There's this woman, she was a Christian for many years. She married a guy that lived a bisexual lifestyle, and she thought she could change him, maybe if he felt the touch of a woman, get to know a woman, just being intimate with a woman and having children for him, that she can change him. Well, come to find out, after 10 years, there was just a relapse because he did not receive deliverance. For me personally, this question was asked on social media: will you date or marry a person who was once in an alternate lifestyle? That's real. Again, it's all a choice. For me particularly, I will not, because I'm a type of person, I don't want to have to deal with unnecessary warfare. I'm thinking in my mind that if you're making love to me, is he thinking about a man? I'm like that. I'm really suspicious like that. I'm suspicious like that. I would think that, if the guy's making love to me, is he, or if he has a certain type of style of love making, I'm in my mind, I'm gonna be like, I wonder if that's what he was thinking to do to that person. I'm not gonna be into it, and I'm just being honest with you. Or you're gonna have your suspicions. You're gonna be. It's unhealthy. Again, it's really a matter of what you decide to choose. If he's kissing you a certain way, you're like, damn, where was that mouth? I'm being honest, guys. I'm sorry. I do have a natural side. I know y'all just got you got 2 hours of the spiritual side, but I'm being honest right now. You got Dihima. This is Shauna talking to you. Not to sound schizophrenic, but it's the truth. All right, let me go ahead and get the questions here, and then I'm going to disconnect soon. See, now I think I need to do more relationship segments. You guys seem to be more receptive to this. All right, let me go to another question. What if God... it will not honor God. God does not like divorce, but you will not be punished for leaving either. Exactly. I don't know why people think, because that's what religion teach. Religion would teach you, if you leave this person, God's going to get you. God's going to curse you. God is going to punish you. People are going to look down at you. You're going to look bad. You're going to lose everything. That's what religion will tell you. I've seen people who started their life over again, and they're happy. Sometimes you will go through 1, 2, or even 3 person until you really find that person that was designed for you. And sometimes at the same time, there are individuals that are like, wow, I really want that person. This is what I really want. We mesh so well. That's what I was really looking for. But now you're stuck with this, and you just really have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. Now, it doesn't mean because you see somebody more attractive come along, or somebody that's more handsome come along, that you're gonna, just dump your spouse and just throw them in the garbage. No, it doesn't work that way. But you do have to be honest with yourself. It makes no sense living a lie. Okay, the person says, I dreamt this last night, telling my husband that it's not because he... Okay, woman of God. All right, let me go to other questions here. I had that too. So does that mean you have more than one soulmate? You can have people that you really, really connect with. I think it's possible that you can have more people that you connect with. But if you're a person like me, I'm a loyalist. I'm extremely loyal. You know, so I'm not into all that dating scene. I mean, as much as people may think that, oh, you know, she looks like she's into that, I'm not. You know, I'm not a big fan of the dating scene because I believe that soul ties are formed, emotional soul ties, and I'm the type of person, you're not going to play with my emotions. I don't give you a chance to play with my emotions. I'm the type of person, if I tell you I love you or I'm interested in you, or if I take the time out to open my heart to you, I really mean it. And that's because I'm really interested and I'm looking at you only and to go in that direction only. So I don't do the dating scene playing the eeny, meeny, miny, mo game. I don't let nobody play eeny, meeny, miny, mo game. So I'm not even on the dating scene. If I happen to get to know someone, we can go out as friends and let it happen organically. I'm totally down for that. But the whole eeny, meeny, miny, mo game, playing my emotions, so tie, having to unravel from that, you know, you trying to figure out who you really want, stringing the person along year after year. I just don't rock like that. I don't think it's godly. I really don't. Okay, how do you tell your potential mate that you saw them living a double life in the past, but they think you don't know, and they are a prophet too? All right, they can live a life they want. You know, if that's what you see, then that's what you see. They live a double life and they're trying to fake the funk. Trust me, by their fruit you shall know that eventually it will come out. It's only a matter of time that you can. There's two things that you cannot hide. You cannot hide love and you cannot hide truth. Those two things will always reveal itself whether you try to conceal it or not. It's just like if you love somebody, you cannot hide what you feel for that person. It's going to start showing. It's going to start showing your actions, your character, you know, how you carry yourself, how you smile around them, how you treat them. You always want to see them, how you dress around them, your mannerism. It's going to show. You know, you can hide it all you want, but that will show. And truth, you can't hide truth. So eventually you will see some kind of manifestation from it. So they can lie all they want. People can live in denial all they want. But again, like I said, I'm not a big believer. I don't fake the funk. I'm very organic and natural and authentic. I don't feel I have to fake the funk to put on a good church face or a good poker face. You know, and a lot of people do that. And it's sad because now you're living in a people prison. And those are the worst prisons to live in, is people prison. All right. I do see questions here. I know that fear is keeping me with that, but it's killing me. But I made up my mind that I want God for the rest of my life. Amen. Hey, God bless you, woman of God. The scripture says, if God put it together, don't divorce. But if y'all did it in the flesh, you might suffer. Exactly. Like I said, I initially don't believe in divorce either, because for me, if I marry someone, I'm in it for the long run. It's till death do us part, through sickness and health. And I'm the type of person that really means that, and I'm sure that's how it's supposed to be. But nevertheless, I don't believe in the legalistic religious way of it either. You know, if there are some things that are just unhealthy, it's not working, you're lying to yourself, you know, you're with your spouse, but you don't really love them, you're with your spouse, but you don't really want them touching you. I've counseled so many people that had dealt with this, and I'm like, well, why are you even lying to yourself? Why are you doing that to yourself? Because now you're lying to them. And you're lying before God. And even that, isn't that a sin? So you just really have to be honest, or ask God to heal you, or take a little sabbatical and say, okay, we need counseling. Let's work through this. Let's see how we can work through this. What are some of the compromises we can make to work through it? And if you can't come to a common ground, then sometimes you just have to be realistic and honest. Everything is not deep and spiritual. Sometimes you just have to be honest. So if a person has a soul tie, how would they know it? I have a teaching on the soul tie. I want you to go back and listen to that, Cedric. I did a whole teaching on soul tie. You can find it on my Dihima McLean Ministries on YouTube. Look up soul tie. And if that person has a desire to get married and don't want to spread that spirit, well, you should definitely get healing and deliverance before you get into a relationship with somebody else. You know, especially people who are healing from past relationships. You in order for you to have a healthy one, you've got to get over that soul tie, because now you're just gonna ruin it, and that won't last. Okay. I'm gonna have another transparent moment. There was an individual that I was connecting to a while ago. We were not dating, of course. I don't do the dating thing, but you know, I really had interest in this individual, and so I'm like, okay, God, you know, I think this will work for me. But there was a soul tie there. There was a soul tie there. And then until God revealed to me, that's not going to work. The relationship is not going to work. And I'm just like, you know, you're trying to fight it. You really want to negotiate with God. You know, God, are you sure? You know, all right, God, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Are you sure? You know, you're just really trying to press it. And God just like, no. You know, and I was so broken. And I really needed healing from that situation. And it was not until the person had called me, I would have dreams about the person. Dreams day in, day out. I couldn't move on. I couldn't have a healthy relationship with anybody else, or even potentially look at someone, because I was so locked into that soul tie. But it was not until one day, you know, that person called me out of the blue. 10 years later, called me out of the blue. And this was about 5 years ago. They just apologized to me, you know, and told me what their real intentions were. They didn't, you know, mean all of that, long story short. And it was not until that happened, something broke in the realm of spirit. I promise you, I never dreamt about that person, never thought about that person, never had another desire for that person, because it was a soul tie. And it was not until we had a healthy conversation that soul tie broke. So I don't think it's healthy for you to move on from one relationship to the next if that soul tie is not broken. You know, you would destroy it. You really would. Or if you came from a relationship where you had to deal with brokenness, and let's just say you've been cheated on and that person was disloyal to you, and the person is no longer disloyal. They really want to, you know, do the right thing this time. And let's just say the person comes home late one night. They really had to work late, or they authentically had something to do, and they come home late. Now you go accusing the person, oh, you're home late, you're cheating again, you're going through their phone, you have all these insecurities. These are things that you don't want. It's not healthy for your future spouse. So it's good that you get healing and break soul ties so that you can live a normal life in your relationship. Hey, God bless you. I see Apostle Cedric. I see Pastor Frank. Amen. I see all you lovely people joining in. Roger MacArthur. I wish I can do that Facebook one-on-one thing again, but obviously it's not working. All right. Well, I have one more question that I'm going to stop, okay? Because I was literally on here talking for 2 hours now. This is going to make almost 4 hours. I'm a talker, and I love talking about, you know, spiritual things and relationships. So I enjoy helping people, and it's what I get a thrill out of. I love ministry. I really do. So you believe in first love at... Do you believe in love at first sight? I do. Meaning that you're not going to date them a long period of time knowing that they are the one. Yes, God can definitely tell you this person's for you off the bat. You know, I've had a love at first sight experience. I have. I mean, it was just literally just one moment. It didn't even take long. You know, the person was a perfect package for me. You know, perfect. When I say perfect, just we had so much in common. We really did. You know, just they had the looks that I was looking for, spiritually, you know, naturally. Everything was just like check. And I was just captivated by this person. But obviously, you know, some relationships work, some relationships don't. But I do believe in love at first sight because it's happened to me, so I do believe in it. There's somebody you just see them and just you feel that connection in the spirit with them. You really do. Hey, great to see you. This great prophet on here, Jerry King. Good to see you, man of God. Thank you for joining in. I know you and I were supposed to do a collaboration, but I think Facebook is not even doing that collaboration thing anymore. We may have to figure out a way to do it on Zoom, so that way we can do something again, men of God. Okay, what about egotistical relationships? Leave them alone. See, I can't deal with egotistical relationships. Love at first sight. See, sis, I was just asking that too. Yes, I do believe in it. I really do. I mean, this person that I saw before that, we did not connect, but bomb.com. Person was really the bomb.com. I'm being honest with you. Just completely compatible, but it couldn't work. So, but yes, to answer your question, I do believe in it. Egotistical relationships. I've seen a lot of people egotistical in relationships. Good to see you chat after the live. Okay, sounds great, man of God. Most certainly. You don't want to deal with narcissistic people, because narcissism, the spirit of Jezebel, control, all of that is in one cluster. You won't be in a happy relationship, because literally you're walking on eggshells. You're being controlled. You're living in fear. You have to just constantly be answering to them, dealing with possessiveness, dealing with their prideful ways. No, I mean, I've seen even individuals that even had taken a liking to me and that wanted to connect with me because they believe it was a good match. But when I saw their personality, I initially would thought that it was a good match. But when I saw their personalities, I'm like, I don't personally like bougie, prideful, thinking you're all that, flaunting what you have. I can't rock with it. I mean, I like a man that's confident, that have all those things, but that's confident, but you don't have to be prideful with it. You don't have to flaunt it and show the world that this is what I have. For me personally, that don't impress me. It takes a lot to impress me, and that's not it. Natural material. When you are dating a person or dealing with somebody of substance, that person also have substance as well, materialistic stuff won't entice them, because you're looking for more. Materialistic stuff come and go, but I'm looking for substance. Okay, substance is, do you have good character? If they're egotistical, they're prideful, they're all into themselves, they're vain, that's not going to ride with me. And for the most part, with a lot of people, narcissistic personalities, usually in relationships, it don't matter, it don't work, because it's really all about them. You'll never get the attention that you need. You'll never really get, the love that you want, the affection that you're looking for, because it's all about them. And they have no sense of empathy. It's all self-centeredness. They don't care about how you feel. They just care about how they feel, and they want you to feel good. As long as you're beneficial to them, then they will keep that lines of communication open. But if you're not beneficial to them any longer, then, it won't work. Also, when I say bougie, it means a person that's prideful, uppity, very much into themselves, egotistical, self-centered, self-righteous. So those are some of the things that you deal with when you're talking to a person that's egotistical. Hey, God bless you, beautiful. Great to see you. Amen. But I really do pray that God will send all of you your destiny helpers. I've been praying that for all of you. God will send destiny helpers, the right kingdom partner. Amen. And don't give up hope. Keep your spiritual eyes open. Keep your heart open. I know that God will send the right person. Amen. And don't settle. As long as you've been waiting for, don't settle. Because there's somebody out there that match your makeup. Believe me, they're out there. It may take time. It may be delayed. But it's not denied. And it's okay to get out and go and know other people. Get to know other people. That's normal. That's fine. Don't be scandalous with it. Because a lot of these men playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Even women are starting to do that. A whole lot of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I want to date this person. I just don't think it's integral. I just think that if you lay your eyes on somebody and you really, really are interested in them and you want to get to know them, then get to know them. Learn of them, study them, and see where it goes. And if it doesn't go anywhere, then you've gained a friend. Simple as that. No love lost. Nobody's feeling is broken. Nobody's heart is broken. Nobody has to now deal with soul ties and broken heart. There are some people like myself. I love very hard, so I don't get myself involved with anybody. I love extremely hard. So I take my time, and when I get to know a person, if I really, really open up my heart, it's because I really mean it. And God bless your heart if you ever get that privilege, because I don't let everybody in. And that's what people who love hard are just like that. So, but I really do pray that God will bless all of you and even bless your marriages in this new year. And so, guys, I've been talking on here for a really, really, really long time. I'm going to be doing the relationship segment again. Okay, and I'm going to come up with some really juicy topics. So, but you got to send me some really juicy questions, okay? I want to talk about sugar, spice, and everything nice, everything that people typically don't want to talk about. I'm going to make it rated M for mature audiences, okay? And rated R, where we're completely raw, honest, and transparent. All right? Well, guys, I love you. I'm going to see you again on Thursday, and I'm going to do more of these relationship segments, okay? Talk to you soon. God bless you and have a pleasant night.